So inside of HEO here, the first thing you see, I'm just going to go over the way the screen is laid out. It's a very straightforward presentation to the physician. It's very simple to learn. I'm going to show you here. This is the patient banner up at the top. This shows that the patient's in CCU bed 40. His name is Edward Smith. Here's his medical record number. He's 53 years old, and I'm logged in to this patient. At the top of this says the ADC Van Dismal display. This is how physicians were taught to write orders in that mnemonic form. It's A for admission, D diagnosis, C condition, vital signs, etc. And that's how the left-hand side of the screen is organized. And there's a couple of other display options that the physician does not particularly like that, and that is called the current order sheet display. And this is actually the default display for the nurses when they log in. The allergy information will be at the top, followed by patient information, and then further orders. And then there's also what's called the chronologic display, and this will show you all the orders in time format. And you can switch back and forth between those three displays by clicking up here at the top, or you can also change that by clicking the display button down here at the bottom or hitting F2. Any of those three will change these screens. Also across the bottom here you'll see the discontinue button, or the F3 key. This is just a really simple way to discontinue a large amount of orders. And so if I click on discontinue orders, this will show anything that's active on this patient currently. And if you want to discontinue some of these, you can just click on them and discontinue. The renew button is lit up here. That means it's notifying me that I have ordered something that's getting ready to expire, and the physician will be prompted. For example, if they've ordered an antibiotic for 3 days and it's the third day and it's getting ready to expire in the pharmacy, they'll be given this button. This cosign button will be lit up in red if there are some orders that need to be signed. So if a physician has given verbal orders or telephone orders overnight, they'll come in the next morning and they'll see that there's some orders to cosign. This will pull all the orders, not only yours but anybody else that has a verbal or an unsigned order on this patient. You can just choose to select your orders here with this button, or you can actually choose which orders you want to sign, or you can sign for your cross-covering if you're cross-covering from one of your colleagues. The outlines button down here at the bottom, or the F4 key, this will take you through the default outline. And one of the neat things about HEO is you can actually assign an outline or an order set to appear in this top upper right-hand panel depending on where the patient's located. So you'll notice this patient's in CCU bed 40. And we're actually displaying to the physician an outline that's relevant to where the patient is located. This outline key will take you back to this home outline no matter where you are. The OOPS key will take you out of an order, so if you decide that you're in the middle of an order and you decided not to order it, you can just hit the F5 key or push the OOPS button and it'll take you out of it. The help button will give you context-specific help. The complaint button is basically an email suggestion box that'll be sent to whoever you guys want to set this up to. It could email your IT staff, it could email your physician champion, whatever you wanted it to do to send a suggestion about an order set or something like that. The stored orders button will bring up a couple of other functions of HEO, and one is pre-orders, and that is pre-orders would be if a physician wanted to go ahead and enter orders on a patient from their office that they're going to send over to the hospital, and they could actually enter these orders ahead of time, and then when the patient arrived at the hospital, the nurse would be notified that there were pre-orders on this patient, and they could play them back when the patient arrives. Personal orders, this is some functionality that you can actually maintain your own personal order sets if you have some things that you always do, say your PRN medications, for example. These would be something that the physician would maintain and edit individually. Transfer review is the built-in transfer process that is built into HEO, where review of medications for medication reconciliation is done when the patient's being transferred from one area to the hospital to another, a different level of care or service. The Done button is important. It's the one that you have to press or hit F8 when you've completed orders in this session, and that's when you're given the opportunity to review all the orders that you've just put in, or and also electronically sign those orders. And I'll show you how that functions when we get to some order entry.